Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. In today's video I'm going to be sharing my favourite accessories which I use for my iPad Pro. So the first accessory, which I think is the most important one for me anyway, is the Apple Pencil Generation 2. I bought my first iPad Pro back in 2017 with the pure intention of going full paperless, which is why I needed the Apple Pencil Gen 1. The Gen 2 pencil is significantly better than Gen 1. Mainly because it's more comfortable, because it's far less slippery than Gen 1. And also it's not completely round, there's a flat edge on it, and so it makes it easier to hold in the hand. There's a double tap feature on the side, but I actually don't really like using it because I find I kind of accidentally press it sometimes and I just don't want accidental touches, so I just disable it in the settings. The battery life on the Apple Pencil is really good. I've never found myself in a position where I've run out of battery or having to worry about it, and that's mainly because I store it on the charge all the time, so I'm never caught short with the pencil not having any battery. Next we have this USB-C dongle, which I bought specifically for the iPad because it has a USB port now. However, now that I've got the new Mac Mini, I found myself kind of leaving it plugged into that instead. However, I can take it out whenever I want if I need to use it with my iPad if I'm traveling or going away somewhere. The dongle's good. It's got two USB-A ports, it's got an HDMI port, and it's got SD card slot and a micro SD card slot as well. I don't need loads and loads of ports, and I like this kind of small form factor, so that suits me really well. The only slight problem I have, and it's only really because I've plugged it into my Mac Mini, is that I find the cable a little bit short. It's absolutely fine when it's plugged into the iPad because I don't really need a long cable, but when plugged into the Mac Mini, I could do with a little bit extra bit of length. The HDMI port works flawlessly, and if I plug it into a monitor, I can mirror the iPad screen to it. I've also tried plugging in my trackball mouse, which uses a USB dongle for connection, and that works absolutely flawlessly as well. The SD card reader works as expected. You plug in an SD card and it shows up in the Files app, and you can drag and drop files, move things around from local to iCloud Drive to any other cloud service you've got installed. What I found really useful is having an external hard drive. Notably, I use an SSD drive, not like a spinning disk one. I'd advise staying away from spinning disk portable hard drives, and I'd only really get one if it was kind of left stationary on my desk, because I don't want to risk it getting damaged and then losing all my data. I bought this because it's got a USB-C connection, but it actually also comes with a USB-A dongle, so that's really convenient as well. This plugs straight into the iPad's USB slot, and just like with the SD card, it pops up straight into the Files app and you can move files around as you please. Because it's an SSD, like file transfers is really quick, so if you're constantly moving a lot of large files around, I think this can really make your workflow a lot more efficient. I think one of its biggest strengths of this SSD is just how small and compact it is. It is insanely light and really portable, like you barely notice it in your hand. I bought a 1TB one because it was on sale, but you can get different capacities depending on what your needs are. I didn't buy the keyboard with the iPad because I wasn't sure if I actually needed a keyboard. However, after about a month of use, I felt that I really missed having a keyboard. When I was using my older iPad Pro, I had the Folio keyboard, which I could have bought this time around, but weighing up the difference, I kind of felt I wanted to go for this one. I mean, I was really interested about this new keyboard, everything except for the price, because at £300 it is pretty extortion. Now, I'm not going to go justifying the price because it is ridiculously expensive, but if you do go out and buy one, you will be very happy with it because it's a really well made product, really well engineered, and it's also got a great typing experience. Is it worth the money? Probably not. Will you be happy with it? Definitely. The keyboard comes with its own USB-C port on the left, but it's only for charging. But this does free up the port on the iPad itself for, I don't know, a USB hub or an SSD. I wish this keyboard had a dedicated escape key and some function buttons, but having said that, I don't really need them. Maybe in the next generation they'll bring it in, but if you're going to buy one of these, it's not a deal breaker. I think the big difference between this keyboard and the other Folio type keyboard is the trackpad. Having a trackpad on the keyboard really does make the iPad feel more like a laptop compared to the Folio case, which is just a keyboard. Next we've got the Folio keyboard, and this protects the front and the back with no keyboard. I really only use this when I'm going to construction sites, when I know I won't be needing the keyboard for typing. It's just for portable drawings and doing some sketching on site. I rarely use my iPad without some sort of protective case because I want to keep my iPad in tip-top condition so that I maximise its resale value. And those are my favourite accessories for the iPad. Depending on your own personal needs, you may not need any of these accessories at all to enjoy the iPad. You know, if you don't sketch, you don't need the pencil. Or if you buy the iPad purely for sketching, then obviously you're going to need the pencil, but you might forgo the keyboard, for example. For me, the iPad is a sketchbook, a notebook, and a laptop wannabe, so you know, the pencil and the keyboard really does help enable me to do these kind of things. Anyways, I hope you've enjoyed the video. Please remember to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next video. Cheers.